Hello guys, this is Pap from Pap back at it again, and today we have another deck list that I had already in mind to bring on the channel, and also it was asked a lot of times. So Brown, here we go, that's the video you were waiting for, and it's, in my opinion, the most simple deck you can use, pretty straightforward. That's literally just one or two combo lines that you need to go for, and there are very few decks that can handle this boss monster. Once you have that out, well, most of your opponents are just going to scoop. It's super nice, honestly, just because it feels simple. Now, I also have another idea in mind that I'm gonna talk, of course, about during the deck list breakdown. Not sure I'm gonna make a video about it, but just make sure to listen to the explanation so you know what I'm talking about. But before jumping right into it, guys, just a quick reminder: if you enjoy the content, please leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and it really helps me a lot. Let's jump right into it. So I'm here with Silvio Saurari, and yeah, we're not mixing this with another archetype, as some of you may have expected, because I am a fan of Monarchs, and you can actually mix this with Monarchs, but in my opinion, you kind of lose the, the idea of the power that the towers gives to this. So this is super cool because we actually have the chance to play double undefeatable bosses, and we're talking about Towers and Skybase. Now, Towers is the most recent update that we got with this deck, and is one step forward in terms of undefeatability, if we can talk about it like that. Why? Because, well, Skybase is unaffected from spell and drop cards, as Towers is, right? And also it is unaffected from activated effects of from any monsters whose original level rank is lower than this card's current level. So this means that any rank 9 or level 9 cannot affect this card. Well, Towers is one step forward because it's level 10, so now rank 10 and actually rank 9 and level 9 cannot affect this because it's not equal, just lower. So while this was unaffected from level 8 and below, this is unaffected from level 9 and below. For example, Cypher Blade cannot touch this. I mean, you can actually target it, but nothing's gonna happen, you know what I mean? So super nice. You're gonna enjoy some a lot of decks that are just gonna throw spell and trap cards at this, and this thing just being unaffected. So this is the beautiful thing about this gameplay that you will see. We also have another supporter, is APOQLIPHORT Genius. To be honest, I think this may be more of a generic machine support rather than specifically for APOQLIPHORT, because we're playing this skill. It's a skill that I already brought on the channel because this is the only skill that allows you to have the boss turn 1. And to allow this, well, you need just all of the monsters, and the only mandatory thing is double scout. While the other stuff could just be any generic monster. Of course, Summoner's Art, it has to be taken into account because you can search either the Monolith or the Scout. Ideally, when you go first, you don't want to see neither your Kyroid nor your enemy controller if you want to have turn 1 with your towers. You're gonna have double pendulum scales plus triple monsters to tribute for your towers or your Skybase. So this is basically your turn 1 towers combo, or Skybase, but of course towers is just better. And that's why it's super simple, because once you have these out on the field, and keep in mind, you can activate its effect on turn 1, so your opponent is forced to send one monster he has in his hand to the graveyard, because it's turn 1, of course, he's not gonna control anything. And it's really simple. Of course, there are those few decks that can actually handle this. For example, guys, Shiranui Sun Saga is actually an answer to this, because Sun Saga is level 10, unfortunately, and it does affect this. But for the rest, it's just going to be super tough. Another deck that can actually do something are all the decks that rely on Link's effect, because actually it's only level rank, not rating, so Links can actually affect these monsters. So Sky Strikers might potentially be a problem, but in the truth, as you will see in replays, they are not, because Sky Strikers do not really rely on effect monsters of the Link monsters, but actually on the spell and trap card, and this just doesn't care. I'm gonna explain you the combo in the replay, so stay tuned for that. And of course, it involves the skill that I'm gonna read you very quickly. You can use the skill once per duel, and it can be used when you have 2 cards in your pendulum zones. What happens is that you can choose one of the 2 scales, put it on in your extra deck face up, and then and that's it. Why this is super good? Because of course with this skill you can abuse double Scout's effect. So you have Scout, you have Monolith. You need of course to have double Scout in your hand in order to abuse the skill. So you use Scout, you get the Surge, then you use the skill, send the Scout to the extra deck, play another Scout, use his effect again, so you have double Search, and the monster that you added from the extra deck, it's actually not a lost card, but it's actually a monster that you can summon and that can be tributed for your towers turn 1. That's it. So then we are playing triple Summoner's Art, of course, because it's a searcher of either the Scout and the Monolith. For the other 3 cards, we're playing double Kairoid and Enemy Controller, but in the replays you might see White Princess as well. But to be honest, well, I didn't feel like White Princess was the answer, as we suffer Link stacks. So if we suffer Link stacks, well, White Princess is not gonna help at all. So that's why I switched to Kairoid and the Enemy Controller. Why? Because Enemy Controller, in case you break with this, it can trigger the effect of Helix or Carrier, where these guys are tributed. Well, they activate an effect, Carrier returns a monster to hand, and Helix pops a spell trap card on the field. There's also a nice combo to go for, is the Stealth Tribute Summon, because if you Tribute Summon this guy, you can target 1 card on the field, so it could be either back row or monster. You return it to hand, but the beautiful thing about this is that your opponent cannot activate cards or effect in response to this. So if you potentially tribute both Carrier and Helix, and you activate the effect in chain, so that you have the Stealth as the last one of the chain, well, your opponent cannot respond to any of this, and it's super cool. You're gonna have basically double bounce plus a pop. For the extra guys, it really doesn't matter. You're never gonna use it. Just make sure to have at least 1 APOQLIPHORT Genius, but again, probably you won't use it. The other idea with this is with Monarch, of course, by playing the skill Pantheist Revelation to have more cards, of course. But I feel with that is that it's kind of like we take a little bit of more, but we do not get the full power of both decks, in my opinion. That's why I feel like I love playing APOQLIPHORT in this pure way. I just love it, instead of mixing them with Monarchs. It's true though that you can mix the power of the trap card, the escalation of Monarchs, to tribute summoning your opponent's turn in order to trigger the effect of Helix and Carrier during your opponent's turn as well. But I don't know, maybe I'm gonna try that on stream, on one of these streams, but I'm not sure. This is the pure version, and I just love it because it's so simple. I'm gonna show you the replays. You're gonna feel you're gonna have a feeling of absolute power when you have the towers on the field, and it's super cool. The Sky Blaze here instead is because you can actually, this can enable OTKs, as you can just steal a monster your opponent controls, even if it's not face up. Keep buying it, so super cool. That's it for the explanation, guys. Check the replays and you're gonna see how this guy actually makes jokes of everything, of every deck that tries to target it with back rows. Let's jump right into them. Here we go, my boys. First replay, we have Battle Chronicle, of course, why not? And in this case, guys, I was playing the Princess and the Shell, 1 Shell replacing 1 Stealth. But again, the list that you saw a couple of minutes before is just the optimized, actually the list that you see right here is the optimized one. So we have Bound the Awakening Dragon, so he has, let's see what is going to end up, 2 or 3 back rows, because that's just what you have to expect when you play against Battle Chronicle turn 1. So if you're lucky, 2 back rows. If you are not, 3 back rows. So it's got double dragon on the field. There you go, grabbing the Successor Soul, and then let's see how many. Just 2. I guess we were lucky this time. Let's see what we have now. We have the combo. Why? Because we have double scout. I mean, one scout, one summoner's art. That, of course, is searching the second scout. Then we have scout, of course, to search the monolith, the other piece of the combo, because you always want to pendulum summon with these two boys, because in the end phase, monolith is gonna make you draw for each monster you tribute. So this means turn 1, towers plus draw 3. That's insane. And that's why we play usually Kairoid or on any other end drop, because the draws are up and actually in the end phase, you want to have something that you can actually use. That's why end drops are the answers. We got a pendulum extra charge. As you can see, we send the scout to the extra deck, and then summoners art to get the scout out. Second effect of scout to get the missing piece, the towers. Then pendulum summon of 3 monsters, 1 from the extra deck, the 2 here on the field. As you can see, you can already understand that this is a turn 1 combo, because we have one more card that was useless for the combo. So this means we can actually replicate this even when we go first and we have no additional draw. And we got, there you go, triple monsters, tribute summon into the towers, nothing can happen now, plus triggering the effect of Alex, as you can see, to force a back row with successor soul, targeting the towers, but guess what, nothing happens. And as soon as we activate the effect, then he had to send stuff. During the duel, it took some time to read it, and as soon as he read, he was unaffected. He just scooped. That's how you do it, my boys. There you go. Second duel, my boys. Let's see what we have. We got a Sherry, and it has to go first. This is the combo, as you can see. Even with all yellow monsters, you have the combo. No worries. We got Scout looking for the towers, then Monolith, then the skill, of course, to send the Scout to the extra deck. Second Scout activated, second search to have just another monster to tribute. There you go, the LX. And here we go, Pendulum Summon into 3. And then tribute 3 into the towers. There we go. The towers is here. Effect turn 1 to send the monster to the grave. It was actually Harpies. Triple draw because of Monolith, and that's super cool. It's got Channeler, as you can see there. So this is actually Harpies with Egotist. And then at this point, it took some time and he skipped because he realized he has no out. Some decks just have no out to the towers. That's just it. Some decks just do not have outs because they often rely on back rows to take out some particular monsters. But well, towers is unaffected by back rows. That's why sometimes if you're playing some specific decks, you just have to surrender. That's how you do it, my boys. There you go. Third duel, my boys. Keep in mind, these are replays from the King of Games rank. So we have Xiangken Xiansheng. It was a lot since I saw this, and it's us to go first. We have double scout, as you can see. This was another test, guys, but again, it was completely useless. So we got summoners out for the second scout. Then again, other search into the towers, of course. Pendulum summon, same simple combo. Big boy on the field that can send a card to grave from the hand or from the field. There you go. He sent that, and then Monolith draw 3. What else we have? Sky Iris. Then he's got the Iris to pop the the Coin Dragon, and then Xiangke Xiansheng, as you can see, Pendulum Summon into dice Pendulum Dragon, but he can't do nothing there. But keep in mind, this dude also lowers the attack of special summon monsters. Forget to tell you about that. And well, towers again, scout the search. I mean, what can happen now? We can just go into the other boss as well, because we can pendulum summon 3 again, tribute 3 into the sky base, and now you have double unaffected. Yeah, he went with the device, but of course also sky base is unaffected, so you're just going for leader. You summon 2 boys. Like, dude, nothing can happen. That's how you doing, my boys. There you go. Here we go, my boys. It should be the 4th duel. We have Eternal Bond. Let's see what we have here. It still has to go first. And now in this case, as you can see, we didn't have the super combo because we don't have double scouts, right? So we have to rely on something else. We went with the tribute summon of Carrier. Why? Because in this case, there was nothing to activate, and we wanted the monster that actually is still unaffected by level 5 or lower effect, or rank as well. And also we wanted the monster that if we tribute with enemy controller, activates something. So keep in mind with carrier now, if we enemy controller, we can make a monster come back to hand. That's why we ended up on this. And Monolith still gives us a draw, pretty nice. Now we got the Necro Valley to begin with, and this is actually Yubel. I already misplayed, guys. Here I should have already took advantage of this, but instead I let it slip. So it's got the Incarnate, but I didn't want to go further. I just grabbed the Neos at this point. I just want enemy controller, stealing that plus effective cutter to make that come back to hand. Nothing to happen, we're chilling. Now, Scout to get the towers, and then Summoners are to get just another monster in order to use this. Actually, the Scout to use another skill and have another monster that maybe was not even that needed, to be honest, but still, we got the triple summon, as you can see right there, and triple tribute into towers, Alex to pop the back row, actually double Alex to pop double back rows. Not that it was needed, to be honest, because, I mean, these target the attacking monster. I don't think he would have be able to negate the attack anyway, so yeah. And Monolith triple draw, and we also got Kairos. It was nice, a nice draw. Then here comes the most satisfying thing. He's got Eternal Bond to grab the Super Poly, but he realized he can't do nothing. As soon as he realized he can't activate Super Poly, he just scooped. That's how you do it, my boys. There you go. Third win in a row. We have My Valentine this time, but this is Sky Striker. Let's see what we have. Into the Void to begin with, and then Haria Zero. I mean, we can speed things up. We know what these guys do, right? So they're gonna search for the quick play spell. That's it, potentially. And, well, I guess he's gonna end up on triple back row if he's lucky. But what he doesn't know is that we don't care. Literally, we don't care. So it's got, there you go. That's, as I told you, triple back row. And then Shizuku, we have the full combo because we have even triple Scout, like 2 is enough, but we had 3 this time. Monolith, Pendulum extra charge, then another Scout to grab this time something to get rid of a monster, so I went for carrier. There we go, then we got triple Pendulum summon, and in this case I think I kind of misplayed. I risked it because I summoned Scout in attack position, so that was not the best idea, but still I wanted to finish this guy, but I couldn't put that in the truth. So carrier to get rid of the monster, Alex to pop a back row, but we really don't care. Then Ray to special summon itself, effect of towers, any change effect of Ray. So what happens is that it's gonna still summon a Link monster, but then it's gonna be forced to send that Link monster he just summoned to grave, and if that Link monster has effect that activates on summon, well, nothing's gonna happen, because they don't have the time, literally, to activate it, so there you go. Then Scout, but I forgot why this is happening. Well, I forgot that my towers literally makes also my monsters that are special summon lose 500 attack and defense. I totally forgot about that. So it's got the Sky Striker Widow Anchor to try to target the towers, but of course, nothing happens. And Monolith triple draw, that is super cool, because now, in order to finish me, guys, he has to clear this field. And this is actually one of the few decks that can do it, because he has links. So if he summons a link monster like Nightmare Unicorn to bounce this, he can actually do it. But if that's the case, well, we're gonna have a kite ready to save ourselves. So he's got the Kagari, so he's gonna go, this guy, if I remember correctly, is gonna lose for time limit, but he kinda find a way to do this, but nothing would have happened anyway, because we had double Kite Rain in the end, and he also just had 500 life points. He went into a Blaze, then he went with the Engage to grab the multi-roll, and then he's got also another Engage to grab the Shark Cannon, draw another card, rolls a factor to trigger Aria Zero and get Ray. So now he's got Shizuku, and his aim was to summon Chalice Warrior. Now this is it, because this guy can actually send my towers to grave because he's a link monster, and its effect actually affects my towers, but he loses by time. Anyway, he would have been left with just that monster, and we next turn we would have had basically the stealth to bounce it, tribute summon of course, and also the search of Scout, don't forget about that. That's how you do it, my boys. There you go. Last but not least, guys, we have another My Valentine. I don't know why they're so popular right now. We have the Summoner's Art, double Summoner's Art, so this means we do have the combo. Also, Tower's already in end, but of course it's not needed because you can just search it with Scout. So this means that with Scout, we're just searching other materials for to tribute, right? So we're kind of chilling anyway. We got double search with Scout, of course, just to achieve the number of monsters we need for the tribute summon. And there we go. As always, Pendulum Summon Tree, triple tribute, Towers is here. Send the monster to grave again. It's not even the same guy, so there are two different guys playing My Valentine. Triple draws, and then he's got that. So he's gonna literally pop all of my pendulum skill, as you can see right there, with the Harpy's hunting ground. But well, the point is still that one. How do you deal with the towers? So he's got hunting ground again, then Xyz summon, and this guy actually had the way to handle it. Is Utopia the Lightning. Now, Utopia the Lightning effect does not affect your opponent's monster, but it targets himself. Not targets, but actually makes its attack 5k. So that was it. 5k and our towers is gone. But look at this, we can just Summoner's Art, get the Scout, and when you stop as the other skill, then Pendulum Summon, as you can see, into just one monster, because we're okay. We have the enemy controller, we have the Sky Beast for next turn. Battle phase, tribute, use the effect of carrier to make that come back to hand. And at this point, Pendulum Summon again into double monolith for lethal. That's how you do it, my boys. There you go. So guys, don't get me wrong, it's super nice to play against this, but there are, of course, the top tier decks that can handle that, especially because two of the top tier decks, Shiranui and the classic zombie deck, have access to Shiranui Sun Saga to pop the towers. Different discussion is we have to make for the shuttle deck that I didn't face this time, but I just wanted to actually upload this deck today because I promised Brown that I would have uploaded this today, and here we go. But Shadows actually don't think they have an out to this, right? Unless they can. No, they can't. Actually, they can't because the towers is Hearth, so they can't even. Never mind. Schism can't send it because towers unaffected. And also is not going to be affected by the effect of Shuttle Construct because it's a level 8 and it doesn't affect towers. So if you summon towers, actually Shuttle might have a lot of issues. Actually, they can't deal with it because all the effects of Shuttle monsters are not going to affect the towers. The spell trap cards are not going to affect the towers. So yeah, towers is actually a very big boy that can do a lot of stuff. And yep, that's it guys for today's video. Again, a super simple deck that in my opinion that can bring you to COG, especially in the last week of the month, just because people do not know how to deal with the Sky Base and the towers. That's it. Super simple. I really love it just for its simplicity and super nice. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Also, I think it's not even that expensive as a deck. You need... I don't think so. It's also, this deck is all in a mini box, except for the towers. You just need one copy of, so it should be pretty nice to get it as well, to get your hands on it. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Let me know, Brown, if you were expecting something different. That's all for today's video. Thanks a lot for watching. As always, see you in the next one.